A lot of the people watching right now probably grew up like me in the sense that, when we were younger and played classic games on an old CRT television or one of those BBL back Windows XP monitors, you probably remember how much fun you were having with video games at that point, but at the same time was ecstatic to see how much better and how much more advanced the hobby would get as time went on. Like think about the transition from the 6th generation of consoles to the 7th. It's safe to say that when we saw the new level of graphics from the Xbox 360 on an HD television, the world collectively shit itself. One of the best things about gaming right now is the fact that, hard-working developers are out there finding new ways to innovate and change the medium in ways that we've never even seen before. Like now we have ray-traced graphics, which always look beautiful. Online downloads are way faster now compared to the Windows 98 days. The new physics engines are creating the most realistic twerking that we ever seen in gaming. Like my younger self would be crying in excitement right now. But unfortunately, as dope as gaming is right now and how much more advanced we've gotten into technology, it also means the more this newfound technology presents its never seen before drawbacks and potential threat of turning the Terminator film into real world events. Now obviously I'm joking. Well, not really, shit just got real, but I'm talking about the new rise of artificial intelligence and its usage specifically in gaming. Now, AI is a crazy trend in the world in general right now due to how common people are scarily able to easily generate believable AI art, music, voices, faces, even whole ass YouTube videos, which puts us in a world where we have to question if the video that we're watching is, even truly that person. Am I real? But all of those things are their own can of worms that you could easily talk about endlessly, but what I'm concerned with is the effects that AI has on gaming, since developers are using it to make development more easier, using AI as a shortcut in neutral and some not so neutral ways. I say it can be neutral since some people use it for simple development like, automated coding and scripting, which isn't necessarily hurting anybody, or by even incorporating it into games where you can actively chat to characters in the game, which is actually kind of cool when it's done right. Except when the AI usage gets malicious, well, that's when we have reasons for the whole SAG-AFTRA protest from last year, when studios try to replace voice actors with AI using their voices and likeliness just so they don't have to pay them as much, or just using AI without mentioning the fact that it was used and taking all of the credit, which all of it is just genuinely scary. So AI is a crazy double-edged sword that has its benefits, but also its very real issues for people trying to make a living in the gaming world, and since it's so new, not many companies have been able to adapt to these very real problems and create guidelines for how to safely use AI, which is literally going to be needed in the future. But fortunately, even though nowadays the legend gaming company Valve is on tortoise timing when it comes to gaming development, they recently announced a new crackdown on AI on their gaming marketplace Steam, which gives just a little bit more of a sense of order when it comes to this whole AI era that we're in right now for gaming. A move that I can't stress how much similar it needs to be replicated by all the gaming outlets right now. This statement that they dropped came out yesterday, and they emphasized their 2 new rules going forward for all Steam games that developers decide to use AI in. And I'm gonna paraphrase this whole article because I sucked at popcorn reading back in school, so if I start I'm gonna get tight, but the full statement is gonna be linked down below, of course. But basically, their first new rule that they stated is them saying that pre-generated or live-generated AI game mechanics have to be disclosed to Steam and the game's public description when submitting a game to be listed on their platform. Pre-generated AI meaning any use of AI in the game's development, like that coding or design that I mentioned earlier, and live generated content like how AI can be used to create dynamic conversation with NPCs, or just anytime AI is generated during the player's gameplay. And Valve's second rule basically says that they're implementing a new player reporting system that allows players to report if they find any use of AI in games that wasn't mentioned in the game's official description, basically acting as a confidential informant for the people trying to sneak ChatGPT like it's a college essay. both pretty standard rules that aren't at a crazy depth yet. Like, these rules aren't on the level of the average terms of service documents that no one ever reads in games. But these things have been implemented since their announcement, so luckily developers don't have to wait to get these new games fixed with the guidelines out there. But I think it's important that other companies follow suit with similar rules, since the use of AI is only going to get more common. Companies are already looking to phase out as much work as they can, so you could see why they turn to AI. But when it isn't disclosed that AI is used in the title's development, or when it hurts somebody's line of work, then that's where gaming sort of loses sight of its direction and gets disingenuous. Even though AI could probably make more original sequel ideas than most games that drop today. If we get the same COD game again, I just might implode. So overall, good news to see AI regulation continue to become a thing. Hopefully more studios will follow suit and continue to keep gaming as a decent hobby. So what do you guys think about AI right now, man? Feel free to comment down below. Let's obviously like on the video,
subscribe.